Hey, it's Sandra the Explorer. I go out and explore all the very best tools and methods for better health and wellness. And I also just pick up some inspiration and tidbits along the way in life, and I bring all of these things to you. Thank you for having me, and thank you for joining and watching my show. Today, I want to share with you a profound piece of, I don't know what you want to call it, just a profound piece of revelation that resonated with me pretty big time. And so I figured that it would also resonate with some of you. I heard this confirmed to my mind and put into actual words through one of the people that I follow and look up to for mentorship on YouTube, Teal Swan. And I took some notes and put down these thoughts and revelations into a lot of my own words. So I might just read through my notes and express to you, share with you the things that I learned, as I know this is going to be super helpful to a lot of you as much as it is helpful for me. I want you to know that reflecting on your past does not mean that you are holding on to it or that you still hold judgment against it. It doesn't mean that you didn't forgive what happened. It doesn't mean you are betraying yourself or anyone else for acknowledging the truth of your past. A lot of people do avoid their pain because they believe they are wrong for paying any mind to what is truly in the past, even if things are just not the same or if things have been corrected present day. But this is incorrect thinking. This is not conducive to healing, and it's just not the truth to think that there's any sort of betrayal or wrong in remembering past hurts. But this is really highly important and very, very conducive to healing, to go back and heal the places that maybe you've been avoiding in fear of causing any sort of betrayal. In fact, the only way to work out your pain is to go back to it, to understand it, and to heal. One doesn't heal by locking away past hurt and throwing away the key. At so many times throughout our lives, we are often thrown back to the points within ourselves which were left incomplete. So a lot of times we'll reach points in our lives where we feel like we're regressing or going back to childhood or back to times that we think should have been, long gone already. We should have been over it. But a lot of times life puts us back, right back, center stage, to the points of our lives, of ourselves that have been left incomplete. For lack of a better way to put it, I often feel lately that I am somewhere between child and woman. In the face of my pain, my child steps forward. Otherwise, I am good at being in the role of woman. Sam Lansky wrote something in his memoir called The Gilded Razor about being more than a child, but yet not quite a man. Something in between. When we were younger, love meant the same as survival. Honestly, that remains in every stage of life. We associate abandonment with death, so love is more vital than even food or water. Sometimes food can attempt to compensate in the absence of love. Side note. See, the way that human beings are made mostly of water and can't sustain without water, human beings also cannot sustain without love. Maybe even more so. Now, if we ever had parents who made us feel love when we were good, but then took away that feeling of love from us otherwise, we got the message that it was a detriment to ourselves to be any other way than whatever was acceptable. Sometimes a child's happiness and laughter and play, a child's expression, is not well received and considered bad at the withdrawal of love and the replacement of love with frustration or even punishment. Sometimes this is the case. Sometimes a family might offer more support and attentiveness and affection when the child feels pain or sadness, meaning there is more love, more virtue when the child expresses pain. This kind of reminds me a lot of when we see a lot of people, even on the internet, just spilling all their pain and sorrows out. I feel like if we looked at it from this perspective, some of the time, this is really a cry for love. Otherwise, without it, I'm not surviving. But then the opposite is true too, where if you don't say anything at all ever and you withhold all that you're feeling, but it's also a cry for love. It's whatever you learned that earned you love is how you live your life. It's just kind of part of being human. Being bad meant being unloved, meant death, so the child would begin to see feeling good as bad and feeling bad as good. In my opinion, religion has a huge influence on this, with suffering being something esteemed as a virtue. People feel like a better person if they realize or if they recognize religion then the teachings of right and wrong get passed down the family line in the body's own memory, and then therefore in the genes, in the bloodline. Often children grow up to believe that the only way to remain alive is to be unhappy and exist in a state of hurt. That only suffering people deserve to be happy and feel loved and supported. Connect the dots. Sometimes that type of person deeply believes that the only thing they can count on is pain.